beautiful day. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. It's so good to see all of you. I hope you guys are having a great day. And also, as we started, I would like for you to do me a favor, please. Hit that thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. And I hope this podcast benefits you. And I also want you guys to know this podcast is available on Spotify. So if you have Spotify or Apple, you can find drboycetv.com on a lot of your different platforms and outlets and everything else. And our goal is to keep you ahead of the curve, make you smarter. You hang out with us, you'll be smarter, you'll be richer, because I know finance, I know it really well. And my goal is to share this information with you to give you some perspective to help you see the world in a different way. All right. So anyway, how many of you heard about this? It sounds like Google and Facebook and all the tech companies are now starting to kill their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. They're pretty much DEI is about to DIE. And also not only is DEI about to DIE, but DEI as it DIEs is being replaced by AI. And AI is one of the areas that these companies are investing heavily in. Whereas DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion have become kind of the out thing. That's very, in their mind, that's like, oh, that's so 2020. That's so like George Floyd. And y'all remember when George Floyd got killed and everybody, all these companies made these billion-dollar pledges to do all these things for Black people that they never actually did. And this is the reality. Like, this is something that Dr. Clun Anderson talks about on a regular basis. He calls this a type of what they call benign neglect, which is basically where these institutions in America, they know that Black people don't own anything. They know that most of these corporations are owned by white people. They know that most of these institutions are run by white people. 99% of almost everything in America, the big buildings in downtown, the downtowns of different cities, big major tech companies, big banks, etc., are run by white folks, and they don't care. They're okay with that. Like, they're completely okay with the idea that they own and control everything and you don't own and control hardly anything. And they think that that's something that we shouldn't complain about. They think that you should just be happy that they gave your Black butt a job. You'll just be thankful that they gave you a little bit of an opportunity. Be appreciative that they gave you a couple of crumbs. Be happy that they gave you a job. I'm not in that category. I'm what you call a rebellious Black man. How many other rebels are in here? If you're a rebel, let me know. Say rebel in the chat. Let me know that you agree with me, that you think it's a bunch of BS, that you can go through all throughout this country and see the real racism. Here's the real racism. The real racism, to me, only a fraction of the real racism was captured in the whole George Floyd incident, to be honest with you. I'm not saying George Floyd, that wasn't something to be concerned about. Personally, I'm more concerned about cases like Robin Simpson down in Houston, Texas, who we talked about last night, who was stabbed over 100 times by her husband in front of her daughter while the police were in the backyard doing nothing, right? Look up Robin Simpson, Google search her, hashtag her. That is the it woman in terms of the situations that really, really get me. I don't know why Ben Crump and the others aren't jumping on this. There's maybe a case where they can go get money from the Houston police because they have something clearly to hide, because they won't release the 911 tape of Robin Simpson calling them and saying that my husband's trying to stab me with a knife. But I don't know. Maybe for some reason they think the George Floyd case was more interesting than this one. I don't agree. I think that Robin Simpson's case is more interesting, or at least equally interesting, because she did not deserve to have this happen to her. Those things are bad. But here's another insidious form of racism that exists in America, and I want you guys to really be aware of this. I want you to have the economic consciousness to understand what's really going on. The big racism in America is this. I want you to walk through any major city. I want you to go to downtown Chicago. I want you to go to downtown Cleveland. I want you to go to downtown New York. I want you to go to downtown Cincinnati, downtown Louisville, downtown Houston, downtown Portland, downtown Los Angeles. And I want you to find me. I want anybody. This is the challenge, okay? This is the challenge. Just call this the Dr. Boyce challenge. I want you to go to any of these cities and find me $500 million skyscrapers that are owned by Black people. Find me 5 in any city, $100 million skyscrapers that are owned by Black people. Give me a yes or no. Do you think that you would be able to find 5 skyscrapers in any of those cities that are owned by Black? Now, there's hundreds of them. If you go to downtown Chicago, there's probably thousands of skyscrapers down there. Right? All these buildings, that's money, right? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Are you getting this? I hope I'm not talking. I hope I hope I'm not being uppity by talking about this stuff, right? Trying to take our thinking to another level. I know people get mad. They say, "Oh, Boyce, you're just, making trouble. You're just being a big snob right now. You're intellectualizing things. We want to be ignorant, right? A lot of people are addicted to the ignorance. They like that. That's why they market ignorance to you. Thank you, BET. But seriously, do you think, yes or no? Do you think you can find me $500 million skyscrapers out of the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands that there are? Find me five in any of those cities that are owned by Black people. You'll find none. And I need you all to understand. I need you to meditate for a moment, because I really want to. I need you to elevate your economic consciousness and just think about how crazy that is. Black people built this country. There's 40 million of us in this country. And you can't find me 5 skyscrapers in any of these cities that's owned by Black people. You are completely closed out of the loop economically. So Facebook, Google, and all these other companies cutting out their diversity, equity, and inclusion programs is just really par for the course. That's kind of what you expect. But then second of all, you should probably be a little bit offended by the fact that the white boys get to have all the fun. It should probably annoy you a little bit that it's the white guys who are even running these trillion-dollar companies, and we don't get to do that. And because the only difference between your brilliant son, who's brilliant with computer science and everything, the only difference between your brilliant son and Elon Musk is that Elon had something that your son does not have, which is access to capital. That's it. If Elon Musk could not have gone out and borrowed $10 billion to pursue his dream would not exist. His dream would not be a reality anywhere. There would be no SpaceX. There would be no Tesla. All this stuff that he's doing wouldn't be happening. He would be the richest man in the world. He had to get there because somebody gave him access to capital. So really, access to capital, I need you to understand, that's the elephant in the room that you've been ignoring because you've been paying attention to the mice. Give me a yes if you're following this. I need a confirmation to understand that somebody is hearing me on this. That's the real racism in America. It's the fact that you are closed down on 99% of the economic activity that exists in this country. All of you right now, as a matter of reparations, should be able to go to the bank and get $1 million for your business, for your dream. You should all be able to go to the bank and borrow $1 million to go buy your first piece of real estate. I guarantee you, if I loaned you $1 million right now and then explain to you what to do with that $1 million, every single person in this chat would be very wealthy in a 3 to 5 year period. Do you understand? Literally, I wouldn't even need them to give you anything. There's no grants, there's no like paychecks involved, there's no like donations. No, all that's BS, man. That's the chump change, brother. That's the little cracker money. That's the doo-doo money. I don't want to talk about the doo-doo money. I want to talk about the money that's going to not make you the doo-doo. I want the money that's going to make you the shit. Okay? I'm talking about the real big boy money. The big boy money is these multi-million-dollar loans that people can then use to build extraordinary institutions. Mark Zuckerberg would not be able to build Facebook if somebody had not loaned him money. Bill Gates couldn't have built Microsoft without a loan. And Jeff Bezos couldn't have built Amazon without a loan. And the fact that they lock you out of the institutions, they lock you out of the out of control of media, they lock you out of the access to capital from the banks. They're locking you out of economic activity on every single level. That's the real racism, y'all. It ain't just about George Floyd getting shot by cops while he was high, right? Or killed by strangled by. Don't get me wrong. That's bad or whatever. Okay, fine. Think what you want. I don't care. If you notice on this platform, I never talk about stuff like that. I just don't. Not because I don't care. I got friends in prison. I understand the criminal justice imbalances. I've been talking about some of that stuff for many years, but I didn't talk about the George Floyd stuff because I said that's a damn smokescreen. That's a distraction. That's a banana in the tailpipe. And here's the proof. The proof is that when George Floyd happened, everybody had a moment of reflection where all these corporations made all these promises to expand their diversity, equity, and inclusion and put all these billions of dollars into the Black community. And here we are in 2023, 3 years later. What has changed? What has evolved in your community? I'll wait. What has changed about your life? What has made the life of Black people better? Nothing. This is called yapping because talk is cheap. That's why they feed you so much of it, because it don't cost them nothing. Don't cost them nothing to make a promise that they're never going to keep. That's what it is. Anyway, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I'm the guy that always I get off the subject and I go in these other directions, and then I end up yelling and screaming because I'm so mad. I don't know about y'all, but I get mad about this stuff. I think it's unfair. I think it's wrong. I don't like that they do this to you. And what I really don't like is that you participate in this, that you support this, you clap for this, you want this, you beg for it, you love it. And I'm gonna tell you, when I heard that these companies, Facebook and Google, they're literally reducing their DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion investments by like 90%, which is crazy. Literally in 2020 with the George Floyd thing, it says, following George Floyd's murder in 2020, Google and other tech companies initiated programs to support Black employees, with Google aiming to improve representation of underrepresented groups in leadership by 30% by 2025, and more than doubling the number of Black workers at 9 senior levels. How many of y'all believe that they actually achieved that goal? It's not even 2025 yet, and they've already said, it's too hard. Hiring Black people, that's a lot of work. So it's 2023. We were nice to y'all for a while. Now we're gonna move on to something else. So they didn't achieve that goal. It's a bunch of BS. I noticed this back when I was a student at University of Kentucky. I said, do y'all notice that every time you announce a diversity, equity, and inclusion goal, you never reach it? But it's easy to make a promise that you don't have to fulfill for another 5 years. That's the game. Oh, by the year 2032, we're going to invest $10 billion into whatever, right? And then you're like, oh, that's so wonderful. That's so great. But then nobody holds anybody accountable. And then when they don't keep the promise, there's nobody that has hell to pay. Right. So that's why you get lied to in every election. Let's keep going. Number 2, decline in DEI programs for 2023. DEI related job postings dropped 44% from the previous year, marking a significant retreat from the expansion of these postings by nearly 30% from 20 to 2021. Budget cuts. Let's see. Companies like Google and Meta have downsized their DEI staff and programs, with some clients cutting DEI budgets by up to 90%. This trend reflects a broader pattern of DEI budgets being among the first to be cut in economic downturns. That means, again, you're Black, last hired, first fired, that kind of thing. Y'all know what it is. Impact on internal teams. Google and Meta have reduced personnel involved in DEI initiatives, including those in leadership roles in Black employee resource groups. Google also discontinued its engineering residency program and did not hire a 2023 cohort for its early career immersion program. So these wonderful white people that were doing these things by creating opportunities for you, your fairy godmother has disappeared, and now you're going to have to figure it out on your own. The reduction of DEI efforts has also impacted external organizations relying on tech companies for sponsorship and support, with some supporting decreased corporate engagement and sponsorship. Experts warn that the lack of diversity in AI development could lead to greater power imbalances and biased products, as diverse perspectives are crucial for inclusion and accurate AI systems. Despite the current downturn, there's optimism for a potential turnaround in 2024. However, the current cuts and backlash against DEI programs, including legislative actions, pose significant challenges to progress in diversity and inclusion. What made you even think that white people were going to be responsible for the economic elevation of Black people? What made you think that? Who fed you that fairy tale? Who told you that story? Which Disney movie did you watch that made you believe that somehow white corporate America, racist corporate America, is really going to be the savior of Black people? I need to watch that movie too. I need to smoke whatever you were smoking, because apparently the high must feel really good. Because, I'm going to tell you like this, and I don't have a lot of time. I got a meeting in a minute. I'm actually doing real business, because I believe that's the solution for Black people, is to do business with each other. And I'm about to meet a Black man that I'm seeking to do business with, because this is real. I can sink my teeth into this. This actually exists. This is not a fantasy. This is not a fairy tale. This is not one of the many corporations that have lied to us over the years, saying that they would be more than happy to help us achieve our goals in the Black Business School and raise funding so we can go and do the things that we want to do. No, I'm doing business with a Black man. That's what I'm going to go do. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it's real. And so what I want to say to you, this is my final point on this. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is not real. I don't care if you support it or not. I support it with you. I'm not one of those people who denies that affirmative action is beneficial. That would make me a hypocrite. I got my first job at Syracuse University because they had affirmative action. There's a guy there named Howard who forced them to actually put their money where their mouth was. That year, they hired the first 3 Black professors in the entire business school that they'd had in years. They hired three of us. We were like the Little Rock Three, and they hired three of us at the same time. It was absolutely difficult. It was a complete shit show because they gave us no mentorship, no support, not the resources that we needed. We didn't know what the hell we were doing, but they did hire three of us. So at least to that point, they put their money where their mouth was, and I applaud them for that. I have no anger towards Syracuse University at all for the difficult experiences that I had there. What does not kill you only makes you stronger. So I thank them for making me the scholar that I am today. Adversity is what toughens you up. So go through your shit because God's got a plan for you. Okay. So at the end of the day, what I want to tell you, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you because I actually have to go, is that I need you to focus on what is real instead of focusing on what is fake. I need you to look at promises that you can keep for yourself as opposed to promises that other people will make and will not keep for you. I want your children to learn how to start businesses. I need your kids to learn how to invest. I need your children to understand ownership of real estate. I want your children to learn how to grow up and do business with other people that look like them, because that is the realest thing that you're ever going to find in the economy. And my goal every day is to keep it 100% real with you and to put you in situations where what you see and the progress you see is actually real progress. I really do feel like a free black man. I really do have wealth in my bank account. I really do have the actual true power that was promised to me from education and everything else. I encourage you, build your own reality. Get with other people that can help you do that. Get with people that can help you actually own assets. That's the key for liberation for Black people. That's my 2 cents. I'm done. I got to go, y'all. Do me a favor. Please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. If you'd like to get profit alerts, I send you guys information on stocks. One of the stocks that we've been talking about for a long time, Affirm, was like literally tripled this year. So there are lots of opportunities out here in terms of investing. My PhD is in finance. You guys know this. If you'd like to receive profit alerts, just text the word stock to 89748. Text stock to 89748. Also, I have a new book out called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. It's an Amazon bestseller. If you'd like to take a look at my book, just go to drboycebooks.com. That's drboycebooks.com. Hit that thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I'm out of here, guys. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening.